How's it going? It's no longer pro football talk with Sir Kalam anymore. I'm just talking about aggressive things now, just anything, maybe any types of aggression acts committed against other people, but it relates to sports in particular, then we might start like reporting that kind of nonsense, but anything aggressive. So it expands to mixed martial arts competitions. But today we are talking about health food suggestions. Um, as far as football goes, big guys, I've been trying to keep them in line a little bit. The NFL linemen. Uh, for as far as their diets go. You don't want people to drop dead and have a heart attack or maybe punish themselves to the point where they'll regret it later on in life. So we put an emphasis on stretching in a video yesterday. So we're all about the stretching. We want to stretch every morphosis of our body, every single thing that you could possibly stretch. And there's a difference between us stretching out our muscles and our joints. They're two different things. You're not just stretching out your muscles with your joints necessarily anymore. You're focusing on both and making sure that your joints get uh, basically subject to stretching one way, maybe possibly, and then your muscles get tend to get stretched out maybe a different way. But we want to stretch every single morphosis of our body to make sure the younger you are doing this every single day. It doesn't just matter like your routine, like if you were to slap box, bar box, or do some kind of sport, jog, or go to the gym. So then you only stretch in that routine. We're trying to make it a habit to stretch for our day, just a day, every day um, is healthy for us. So we look at the benefits. The younger you are, the more probably less joint pain and other types of muscle pains that you'll have later on in life. You'll regret it less. So we want the linemen in our digestion sequence today. What we're suggesting is for them to poop light. It's a joke, sort of like in a sense that it's funny. Haha, the statement poop light. You're gonna poop light. So what, you want me to poop like a little poop? Yeah, that's basically what I'm saying. So you focus on the foods that you linemen eat, more vegetables and stuff. Say like you do vegetable casserole, you can do ranch dip or something else in there. Broccoli and all that, carrots and celery and all that. It's really yummy, good stuff, and it's healthy for you. So we look at ginormous amounts of foods that you could eat, and the majority of it goes into your body, not into your digestion. It goes into helping your overall strength and uh, um, basically um, kind of, I guess it kind of purifies your body. It makes your body to where it's supposed to be. But our suggestion is for you to look at dark colored foods, maybe like eggplant, and then also like whenever you're eating snacks throughout the day, if you are sore in your muscles and you feel it in your muscles, one way to heal your muscles fast and to rejuvenate your body, kind of renew your body and get um, if you had like a sore like scar or something, also that something that your wound you were healing up, you want it to be a minimal scar maybe. um, you want it to heal up as best that you can. We suggest dark fruits like blackberries. Blackberries are high in antioxidants, but they do something that definitely a medical professional that is on that understanding level of what it does to your body, how it heals wounds and would heal your muscles. We're suggesting dark fruits, darker fruits. Like if you're going through the day and you're busting your butt at a job, or you go to the gym or whatever you're doing to wear yourself out, we suggest fruit like melon, cantaloupe. Cantaloupe is my favorite type of fruit for healing and rejuvenating your body. Also, add more of that to your diet, but you want to narrow in on if you want a complete overhaul and rejuvenate your muscles, whip them into shape. We suggest that you do the darker, like even dark cherries, and just black and dark colored fruits and vegetables. It's got to have that dark skin on it. So now we're looking at what else I was talking about. Oh, I don't remember it up. I see today's emphasis there, but I don't see what else I was talking about. So we're fixing to go work on our garden right now. We're doing a separate garden from our squash and our other late vegetables that we're getting in. They're starting to actually grow really well. We're fertilizing them a little bit with chicken manure. But as I'm going down, I'm making these various different sections of gardens, and I'm fixing to do a herb garden. It's gonna have I believe basil. It's gonna be a different kind of basil. It's like it's got its own kind of texture and sweetness to it, and cilantro. We're gonna do cilantro, and we're gonna try to do a winter um, tomato crop. So that we have tomatoes, abundant amount of tomatoes still when we're working, and we get our eggplant out or whatever, however long that's going to take. But we're steadily taking care of our gardens and making sure that they stay up to par, or at least observing them if it gets to a point where like plants are going to die. We still observe them the best that we can and tend to them. So that's what we're fixing to go and do right now. But this is just like a suggestion or whatever to people, like what I would do necessarily, and what I'm trying to think I was trying to say is an abundant amount of fruits and vegetables. Um, I don't know how we're going to basically. I think that we're doing the wrong thing with our waste. I think that we need to figure out a logical solution to keep a lot of things recycled, kind of cycle maybe human waste through so that we can use it for vegetable gardens and whatnot, and just maybe for the entire landscape. But I see a lot of like chemical man-made fertilizers and other types of treatments or whatever else that people could all be using natural stuff that's basically biohazard in one sense, but if you use science and your technologies that you have, it can actually be quite beneficial for you. I would like to see lakes filtered and completely clean. See, the thought that I have as a horticulturalist or person who works with plants a lot, I believe that if there was a way that we could charter all of the waters from all of the lakes in America back onto the land where it could naturally filter with the sun, the use of the sun, basically beating down on it and it coming back down from rain or however we have to purify the water, the waters, and get rid of um, all these chemicals. I think that that's what responsibilities we owe to ourselves with science in particular. So I was just kind of hoping I could get the right people like on my wavelength for that for once. But anyways, that's where I'm going. The Indians were here first. Native Americans. I have Native American genes uh, in my background, in my history. So not too far off either from the tree is there Native Americans in my genealogy. Anyways, maybe that's part of the why reason I recycle and I try to look out for the land as best as I can. But I'd really like to see all these things happen. Like um, I had if they're right about titanic plates and all that, how come they didn't think of putting toxic waste into the parts of the earth that over time just goes right back into the earth, and stuff like that. How come our garbage isn't basically, how do you say that? Your big word for moving the garbage. How come it's not transported or whatever to a landfill that's being sucked back into the planet, where basically molten lava will take care of it later. You know, stuff like that. They don't really give me too much of a reason how they can convince me that they should be using science to try to find another place to live. I think that we should all have to be forced to live here and deal with it all, because if we're not able to take care of this planet, if we go out and find another planet, what makes you guys or anybody think we're going to take care of that planet? So what, you just we'll put the right people on it? It's like, I don't know if that's condescending or not, but it doesn't sound right at all. It doesn't sound fair. It doesn't sound logical. So I was just trying to hope that people could kind of have a logical thought, assumption, and look out for planet Earth a little bit today, anyways, and think of some kind of way that you can, planet Earth and you can benefit. Because just helping out the planet Earth isn't just helping out the planet Earth. It helps people. It could help us breathe better. It could help it rain better. It can help us to where we have a beneficial, like a commodity, basically, on this fruit and vegetable thing. So I don't know how else to explain it except that by now we should have that all under control, but we don't. And through our governments or whatever else, what happened, people are only steadily coming back to doing their own gardens, and people depend heavily on the grocery markets and stuff. So I don't know. I think everybody should be a farmer in a sense where they can literally take care of their own self if they have to, have things they can barter and trade with if they had to, and not necessarily have to use money, you know. So I don't know. I just try to look out for myself and other people in the planet while I'm at it. So try not to be so selfish, but I have a dream is to see an abundant amount of food and it not go to waste either, that it is actually all ate up, but that the planet is producing a lot of fruits and vegetables for us every season. It's beneficial or are full uh, of these um, things I'm talking about, foods, whatever kinds of fruits and vegetables are in season, they're going to be plentiful of it, and people be eating it all up. Is what I'm basically dreaming up or wishing to see the planet like, not just dirt and trees, but actually instead of like pretty flowers or whatever, this and that. I want to see the planet lit up from season to season, all 4 seasons, in every place in the world. Even maybe we could start in America first, but lit up with color from, eggplants and anything you could think of, just whatever season it is in, beans that are healthy for you, and people know what kinds of foods are bad for you or poison or not. Just, ultimate wisdom, I think that is. So that's all I was thinking of and wanted to suggest. So that's where I'm kind of going with. If I ever get any significant amount of money, I'm putting it into a system like that where I'll basically have a bunch of gold or something that I'll be able to trade in, but move away from money, but still be worth my weight in gold or then some. But that's my ideas. Try to get away from criminal activity and people thinking that they need to steal or rob or do bad stuff and loot in order to survive. That's not true. It's a game, a mimic that people play in their own heads whenever they go shoplifting or get in trouble and stuff. So anyhow, that's all. Thanks.